is now time for a little romantic fantasy, and these three handsome gentlemen have been secluded backstage. Have you been secluded backstage?
Absolutely,
okay.
very much.
But now one of them is about to have a romantic fantasy come true, a date with a lovely weather girl. That is your fantasy, gentlemen?
Absolutely.
All righty. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the reason for that fantasy is that all three of these gentlemen are themselves weathermen. Now, good luck to each and every one of you, because one of you is going to spend a fabulous evening on the town with former Miss Oregon. She's now a very popular weather girl on KVBC TV in Las Vegas. Please welcome to fantasy the very lovely Teresa Richardson. Hi, Teresa. Nice to see you. Blue skies. Sit right down. Now, each of these handsome meteorologists would love to spend an evening with you. In fact, this MC would love to spend an evening with you, I'll tell you that. Let's have them introduce themselves. First of all, this gentleman represents KCRA in Sacramento, and you are?
Tom Loftman.
Hi, Tom. Welcome. This gentleman, these are all NBC affiliates, by the way. KSBY in San Luis Obispo.
Paul Douglas, weather person rather than being a chauvinist.
If you're going to get pushy, Paul, that's all right. From KERO in Bakersfield, California.
Sean Boyd.
Nice to see each and every one of you. Teresa, we're not going to burden you with choosing one of these three gentlemen. That would be awfully difficult for anybody. So we have decided, the staff, in fact, that we have looked far and wide to find someone to give that responsibility to, and that special someone happens to be another weather person. He's known as the weatherman for all seasons. From NBC's Today Show, here's the author of the new book, The Joy of Living, meteorologist and good buddy, Willard Scott. Was that a plie?
Is that a plie?
Sit right down.
How are you, Teresa?
I'm
in love.
You look terrific. Thank you for
Hi,
coming.
guys. Nice to see you all.
Well, I want you to meet these guys. This is Tom.
Hi,
There's
Tom. How are
Paul
you?
and Sean.
Hey,
Now,
Paul,
you
Sean.
certainly know about weather girls, I would imagine.
I certainly do. I can look at a girl's eyes and tell weather. Oh, excuse me.
Well, if you're going to do things like that, we'll get somebody else. That's what we'll know. We would like, first of all, I want to thank you so much for flying out from New York City. I know you're very busy, but we want you to question these three guys over here, and then using your best romantic instincts, choose one fantasy man that you feel will please Teresa the most. You've got the questions that we've worked out beforehand,
Right.
and let me just say this. All you've got to question all three fellows is 3 minutes, so fire away and get to it.
Okay, Teresa, I'm going to do the very best I can. These are all good-looking guys. They obviously are intelligent, or they wouldn't be weather people. So first of all, Tom from Sacramento, I will start with you. Now, you've got to describe this for us and give us an idea just what kind of person you are through the answer to this question. First of all, let's start things off by having you describe your current love life using meteorological terms.
Well, it was quite stormy. Then it turned partly cloudy, and now I see a ray of sunshine over the horizon.
Oh, say!
I like that.
Is that ever terrific?
Right. Go ahead, Willie.
Impressed. That is a high-pressure system if I ever saw one. Okay, let's see. Now let's get with you, Paul. This is going to be easy because you're my kind of a guy. What we want you to do is, in what ways do weather conditions, do you in your own mind anyway, feel affect your moods and feelings about things?
Well, when the pressures are high, I also apply that to my love life. I get really involved with it. And when pressures are a bit low and the storms are coming, I try to calm things down, get by a fireplace, maybe listen to Dan Fogelberg with a nice young lady, and have a good evening.
Hey, a mood swinger. I like that.
You have 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, now this one's for you, Sean. This will be Carol. All right, let's go with this one now. What do you think are some disasters? What do you think are some disasters that could occur if two professional weather people should fall in love?
Oh, my goodness gracious. What if they have a conflict about what the forecast is going to be? How do they resolve that sort of thing?
Will they just sit around and talk it over, or do they
that's
consult
right.
with the weather service, or what do you think? All right.
Well, I think they'll fight it out. However, I think the end will be peaceful.
That's right. All right, well, look, one quick answer for each one of these now. Okay, as everyone knows, weather forecasters always tell the truth. But I want you to be very honest and tell us the very last lie that you told, Tom.
The last lie that I told was that it was going to be sunny yesterday, and we all know what happened.
You're my kind of guy. Okay, this one's for you, Paul. A quick answer on this. Tell Teresa all about the child that might be in you.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Well, the weatherman is the child in me, and that's how I do the show that I do. and try to relate to people because children get through to the grown-ups.
In simple, then. We have time for one
We
more.
have a minute left.
A minute left.
Oh,
All right, Sean, now
yeah.
think about this and think about this hard because this is your last question. I would like you to describe the most beautiful place in the world that you have ever seen.
Oh, that is a tough one. I would have to say that one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen has to be right along the coast up here at San Simeon. Just gorgeous.
That's to
there.
keep your job secure. You said that.
Just beautiful.
All right.
Go right ahead, Will. I thought maybe one question that, the same question for all three. Do you have one question that maybe all three could answer?
Okay, a quick one. First of all, for you, Tom, what do you think of Teresa?
Teresa is beautiful. I love her.
In one word, Paul, how does Teresa hit you?
Lightning.
Okay, now in one word, Sean, you've got the last crack at this. How does Teresa affect you?
Explosive.
Oh!
Very good. Well, that's it. That's the 3 minutes are up. A nice round of applause for our weathermen here. All the weather people, they were lovely. Well, I thank you for your answers. And, Willard, mustering up all you know about love and romance and weather and stuff like that there, who do you feel is your choice for Teresa?
Well, I think I got this pretty good because I sat here and I witnessed all of this as it took place. There's no question that all three of these guys are equally qualified. Teresa, a beautiful lady to go to dinner, to go out and have a show maybe and see some of the city of Los Angeles. I don't think there's any question that any one of you guys could have won this. However, I think that I am qualified for this job.
I think so,
It takes a man to hang.
Terribly sorry. This is my yard, and we can't play those. Those are not my rules. It has to be one of these gentlemen, Willard. I'm sorry.
All right, Peter. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Can't blame you for trying. Okay. All right, then in this case, I've got to go because it's eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think, considering everything, in my humble opinion, I think Sacramento, California is the winner. KCRA. Tom, congratulations.
That's Tom right up there.
This is
Go right over there. Go say hello to Tom.
Peter, I got something known.
Wait. First of all, Teresa, anything to say to these weather folks?
You were all wonderful. I wish I could go out to dinner with all of you, but looks like I'll be having dinner
That's
with
the
you.
weather game, right? Yes, you had something to say, sir.
There's one more thing. Sean, would you come up here for a second? I just want to
Sean.
congratulate you. And finally, Paul from St. Louis Obispo, would you come up here?
Yeah, come right up here.
Would you hold my card?
I certainly will hold your
Because as a weatherman, there's only one thing that I can see where you might be just a little bit deficient, and before it's all over, it might just help your act a little bit.
Wait, hold it. That's not bad. Willard, first of all, guys, thank you for making that very tough decision. And Teresa, we've got a lovely...
Not bad. What are you doing for dinner, Pat?
No, wait, listen, we have this romantic evening planned for these two. You'll be swept off by a private limo. I hope it's a private limo. You get pretty crowded in the thing. A delicious dinner at the Hungry Tiger restaurant, then a fabulous evening of entertainment at the Amundsen Theater, where you'll enjoy the hit play, A Little Family Business, have a wonderful time, compliments of fantasy. And Willard, thanks for bringing a little sunshine to our stage. Wait, hold it. A little sun. Would somebody get John Coleman on the phone?
Some members of our studio audience and some fantasy participants will receive the Polaroid safety flash, or a signal light for motorists, campers, hikers, and bicyclists, powered by a wafer-thin Pulse battery furnished by Polaroid. Heath candy and ice cream bars, rich almond toffee covered with real milk chocolate, the great taste of Heath that speaks for itself. An exciting assortment of games from this year's best selected by the editors of Games magazine is featured in the current issue.
Money on Fantasy, John Ritter helps us give a young heroine the surprise of her life. And coming up, two people from the audience try to separate fact from fantasy to finalize their